All right, Bobcat fans, we're here. Head coach Rusty Walker, center court. This segment sponsored by Roof Masters and your local Hallsville Sonic. Coach Walker, right now, 15-2 on the year. I'm going to go right into my questions, Coach. This part of the year being the holidays, middle of the season, right before districts coming up, what challenges does this part of the year bring to you, Coach?
Well, it presents a real challenge because obviously our kids are just like anybody else. They're excited about Christmas. They're excited about the end of the semester and all of that. But as a coach, you have to keep everything going and you have to navigate, days like today where, some kids are exempt, but you need to have a practice. And, it's just basketball's like that. We had to navigate Thanksgiving, Christmas break, New Year's, and you have to constantly kind of feel that out with your guys because you have to get your practices in and you're going to be in district play.
Well, I got a question on practices. During the Christmas break, the kids are all out of school. Do you have a certain time every day that you have in practice, or like try to keep on a schedule? I guess.
Yeah, we have 5 days off under the UIO rules, and then we get back at it, whether it's a game or whether it's practice. And as far as practice, when we're not in school, I prefer to practice in the morning because I just think it's better. If you have a practice at 2 in the afternoon, you're the whole day you're waiting for practice, and then when practice is over, 4:30, whatever it may be, now you really don't have much of the day. If you get up in the morning and get it done, and that's what we do on Saturdays anyway. We work out, 9 in the morning until about 11 on Saturdays, and the kids have the rest of the weekend. So.
Coach, and I'm going to actually bring a little different part to this segment before we go talking this team. Out of the blue, last night, I met one of your former players.
Oh.
And and I want to tell you, he bragged on you a whole bunch. Never met this young man before. Name was Logan Durrett, and he said, we were talking about his time here in high school, and he said, I've got one coach up there who has called me since I've left Hallsville and just checked on me as a person, how I was doing, and he said it was you, Coach. And I first of all, I want to tell you how cool I thought it was because I don't know the young man. I saw him working out on a baseball field and I talked to him.
Right.
But your former athletes, having those kind of relationships with them, how do you keep that all in perspective?
Well, we
Coach?
do try to stay in touch, and that's the big thing. Is just that's really what athletics is about. Is I get focused on basketball, but in reality, what you're trying to do is you're trying to forge relationships. And I learned that from my dad and from my grandfather, who was also a coach. And my grandfather lived to be 95, and till his death, people still called him coach, even though he had not coached for 30 years. And so I just watched those relationships that those men that mentored me had, and I try to take good pride in staying in touch with our kids and learning about things they've got going on and things like that. And then you hope that they reach out to you too. So.
He was very appreciative. He made the comment, he said, Mark, it was not a program that I stuck with because I thought I was going to be a baseball player, but yet he still reached out and cared about me as a person, and I thought that was something neat, Coach. I did. So this year, what surprises has this team brought to you that maybe you weren't expecting coming into this year?
Well, the big thing that stands out with me on this team right now is I knew we could be pretty good, and, we haven't really done anything yet. Everybody – you mentioned our record. It's still so early in the season. We haven't played a district game yet. We start that on Tuesday. Texas High coming to town. That'll be a big game. But the thing that really is really making me stand up and take notice about our kids is they're just gritty. They're not the kind of kids that kind of cave in when it gets hard. They're always going to give you another effort. I'm always saying these kind of things. I always say stuff like, I don't want a guy that gives me a great effort. I want a guy that gives me a great effort and then gives me another great effort and then another great effort and another great effort, sometimes in the same possession. And this team kind of embodies that, and that tells me they have high character. And when you have the ability to fight through things, when you have the ability to have a good practice when you don't really feel your best, or when you have something else going on, you can compartmentalize it and still have a good day on the floor so we can get better as a group. That speaks to your character, and when you bring that on the floor, that's really exciting for a coach.
What I've noticed, y'all were playing like as a team. There's no, yes, you got some good shooters, but you play as a full team of guys on the court. It's unselfish play.
Well,
is what I've noticed.
those good shots come from ball movement, and it's fun when you coach a group that truly, truly likes playing together. And so when you like playing with the next guy, you want the next guy to do well, and so you turn the ball when you're supposed to. It's not, the coach isn't always having to say, make the one more pass, make the extra pass. The kids just do it, and they do it because it's an outgrowth of kind of how this group has stayed together for a long time, and they're fun to coach. They're without question one of the most enjoyable groups I've ever been around.
And I've noticed, and me and Marc has talked about this. You got your 5 starters out there. They're playing excellent ball, but what's impressed me the most is guys that's coming off the bench. You've got 2 or 3 guys come off the bench and give you quality time and minutes and points.
Well, that's worth talking about because our starting lineup is always subject to change.
Solid.
Kids know that. But you're right. It's the kids that have bought into a role, and their role might not be to start. You mentioned Jake Hall. The thing about Jake Hall is you know what you're going to get when you put him in the game. It's going to be all-out effort. DQ hasn't been starting for us, but has been doing an unbelievable job. Okay, Cam Galt out of football has been doing an unbelievable job. We just go down the list, and these guys step up, and they know what they're supposed to do when they get out there, and they really are doing a good job of representing our program.
Coach, thank you for joining us here. Got a big one Friday night against LE. Guys, thank y'all
Got a
for
real
joining us.
big one Tuesday. LE's all right. The big one's Tuesday. Come see us play. Let's go.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.